It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Here comes Mark. He had a little traffic issue. We encourage you to come on out and visit with us. We're here at Milberger's at 1604 on Bulverde Road. It's another nice day. And if you are in the sun, it feels wonderful. There's a little breeze. Now, this breeze is coming from the north instead of the west, as like it did yesterday. But, yes, sir, you got it? Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can't hear you?
Well, it's not as clear as...
Yeah. All right, I'll turn you up a little bit. All right, here comes Mark. And James, we need you to call us at 210-308-8867. You inspired me, and I made chili pekin salsa or hot sauce. So,
and I've been eating it, so...
Yeah, no, I thought it was hot until I saw the man from Minnesota wolf down like 7 or 8 chips with it. So apparently it's not that hot.
It's pretty good. It doesn't have a lingering heat.
Yeah. So
let's give the hot authority a taste.
Yes. No, Trace is going to laugh at us. I don't know. It was hot yesterday.
Oh, that's mother's milk.
I think it mellowed overnight. All right, now Trace is going to. There you go.
Yes, everyone. There's lots of construction and traffic congestion on 281, both access roads, Henderson Pass, Frontage Road. It's a nightmare.
Trace is giving it the once-over in his mouth. See how hot it is.
It's a little hot.
A little hot? Oh, good. Okay.
A little.
I'll let you.
Well, probably I'll be crying tears.
It says what?
There's no sweating going to happen.
No, I know, though. That's what I wanted, sweating.
Yeah, if I have it, it will probably be sweating.
Well, I like it because it doesn't have a lingering heat. It just kind of goes quick after.
It pops?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good. So, how did you make it?
It's basically, I got the chili patines. I picked them off last weekend after, James called and was talking about his. And then it's got garlic clove, water, lime juice, Mexican oregano. I think that may be it. And then,
did you run it through your juicer or
blender? But what I did, I ran it through the blender, but they didn't want you to run it through the blender. They wanted you to do a pestle.
A mortar and pestle.
What's that? Pestle?
A mortar and pestle.
Yeah.
Well, you'd get more consistent heat out of the seeds by busting them up.
By crushing them? Okay. Next time I'll do that. We don't have one at home, so I just use a blender.
And make sure Calvin doesn't get any of the seeds, because then he might break a sweat. The seeds are the hot part.
Wow. Okay, that's good.
That's why I made sure I had some.
So no cilantro or anything like that?
No cilantro.
There. Okay.
Should I put cilantro in it next time?
Yes.
Well, I love cilantro.
Okay.
I could bathe in it, and it would be perfectly acceptable.
All right. Well, 210-308-8867.
Are you? You're getting it for me. Okay.
Yeah, 210-308-8867. Yeah, it is kind of picking up, but still not unpleasant. I don't know what the temperature is. Let me find out.
I think it's around 50s, the mid-50s.
Yeah. So what's going on, gentlemen? Anything happen overnight that we...
Well, I took my covers off of my limes, and there's obviously some damage.
Oh, no.
But I'll have to let it go for Mark 72 hours.
Yeah, so I was debating. I was looking at it this morning whether I should be removing the insulate around my Arctic Frost Satsuma. I could tell a little damage on the tips of the leaves. that were exposed. Which means I didn't put my insulate all the way around.
Yeah.
Oh, I put it around. I didn't put it over the top. I didn't get a blanket like we had here where I could just put it over the top and then squeeze the bottom. But so there was some freeze damage on the leaves at the top. But then again, the Arctic frost is so great because it's grown on its own rootstock.
Yeah.
And so all I really do is I really cover the base of the tree.
If it does die down, okay, since it's on its own rootstock, how long before it'll...
No. Go ahead.
How long
before it'll be back to normal?
Well, lemons and limes, they'll start blooming the same year if they've got some stems and foliage. That should be the same with the...
Yeah?
His face is all red, Milton.
Clearing the sinuses.
Oh, good. That's it.
Thank goodness I have a coffee here.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. Well, Mark found some heat.
The Arctic, the
otherwise,
Arctic
it is a different taste.
Okay.
Than a lot of the sauces you're used to.
Yeah. All right. Mark gives it how many sweats?
Couple coughs.
Couple coughs.
Couple coughs and a teardrop.
Trace is back with us.
Yeah, no tears, no sweat.
No tears, no sweat. Okay. Is it hardly worth it then?
Now let go. He's got tears.
Yeah, I know. I said a couple coughs and a tear.
Okay.
So you actually got seeds this time?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I specifically went for the seeds, just to make sure.
All right.
When they're done and y'all are done with it, I'll take a shot.
Okay. Do we have a thing for you to?
I'll just drink it out of there.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get you a cup or something.
Okay.
All right. 210-308-8867.
Anyway, we're talking about chili pecan.
Yeah.
Pekins, so.
Salsa, yeah. But I think you're right. If I crush it and it'll be thicker, one probably.
Yes.
And yeah, by breaking up the seeds, I guess it'll be
much more consistent heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little runny right now, but
yeah. So can you?
What are you talking about? Temporary. It's still on my tongue.
Can you picture it like on a bacon and egg taco?
I think it'd be pretty good on a bacon.
I think it would
I think so too.
We'll miss you, Mark.
Well, we shouldn't. We had a couple of gardeners ask us about the radio show. We should. Yeah. If Mark passes away, maybe we'll have to contact them and let them know that we have to change the information that way.
Yeah. So what's happening, Trace? Talk to us.
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day.
Uncovered most everything. So we left the water on, which we haven't been able to do in a while.
Oh, good. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see when we have freezing again. I don't think it comes up in the
I don't think
forecast.
until next Sunday.
Yeah.
A week from now.
A week from today?
Yeah, check a week from today.
So we have to pretend 36 is 32.
Because it could be?
It could be here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
We didn't take the cover all the way off of the tables, but it might happen if they change the forecast anymore.
Let's see.
But the tables look remarkably attractive with that the white cloth as background, and then like the pansies and the stocks.
If you're coming in from the front, I would agree with you. If you're coming in from the back, it looks like we don't have anything.
No. I kind of like how the things showcase the plants too a little bit. If you're coming from the front, you're right. It's like a little theater.
But we don't want to give everybody the wrong idea. We cover so that the blooms stay and they stay super pretty. But in the landscape, the pansies and violas and snapdragons would be just fine without a cover on them.
Cool. All right. So the other thing I'm thinking of is if I dry the pekins, I hope people are not getting tired of this. I'll kind of stop it. If I dry the pekins, I'm going to put them in a grinder, like a pepper grinder. You think that would work?
Yeah, I think that's what James did.
I think so. He'll have to call us and tell us.
So we were talking about the air dryers and the air fryers and things like that, and he was going, well, I just put them on a cookie sheet and put them in the office.
Yeah.
And
he dries them out naturally, and then I use the stove.
So I guess that is one way.
Yeah.
But I'm almost sure that's what he does.
All right.
Dries them up and puts them in a pepper flake.
Sorry,
Pepper
Trace, I
grinder.
interrupted you.
The seed's awfully small. I don't see it going in a pepper grinder. I see him put it in one of those pepper shakers like you'd see at a pizza joint.
Oh.
With the big holes.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll call now.
I'll experiment. What's that?
I'm sure he'll call now.
I bet you. Hey, we got a blood drive coming up. I'm trying to see what's coming up on the events at Millburgers. It's on February 1st, so it's 2125. It doesn't make it any easier to remember. But, so mark your calendar and come on out for that. But go to the Millburger website. You can find out how to register for that. So, yeah, lots of great activities. David did a great job yesterday.
He did
a great job up here, too.
28 people, I believe, was what I counted.
Yeah.
And we actually had enough room. We squeezed them all in the last room of the greenhouse. And I think he did a great job.
Did you notice any upsurge or uptick in houseplant sales?
No, because this time of year we sell by percentage. The percentage is much higher of houseplants. If you just pay attention, most of the people coming in, that's where they go.
Okay. Yeah, I remember last year when it was like really, really, really cold, we would see people making a beeline for the greenhouse.
And I honestly think they're replacing their poinsettias.
Oh, okay.
Even though Calvin says poinsettias are easy to grow, most people are not successful long term. Or it starts to look bad enough to where they want something different.
Or they may, as you mentioned, get tired of
sick of them, yeah. I'm already sick of them, but my wife won't throw them away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's like Calvin. She'll try to keep it till it gets whitefly or something.
I meant to ask David what was his favorite indoor plant, and
he didn't.
I wish I knew.
So when David grew up in this industry, there was maybe 10 different house plants, and that was it. And I'm going to guess it was Dieffenbachia.
Yes.
Because that's the one plant he asked, where are the Dieffenbachias?
Oh, good for you, David. Uh-oh, I think we have a guest. I don't know if he's going to talk to us, but...
No, he won't. He never does.
Won't talk to us.
No, he's got...
But on that note, and on the website, I'm going to work with Cappy to put some of the GVST dates.
Oh, good.
On the Millburgers calendar.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Just make sure that we have the correct location.
Correct location so they don't show up
maybe
here.
even we do it in a different the location in a different color. That way it stands out. Because inevitably we always get somebody who shows up here asking where's the seminar?
Oh.
I got one. I'm going to be using that one. Oh, this is another one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right.
Anyway.
Thank you.
And we can't convince you to come on the air.
No, he doesn't want to come on the air. So, who are we talking to? Whom are we talking to? It's Andrew Waring with the Gardening Volunteers of South Texas. Mm-hmm. And he's providing us with some information on their projects.
Well, and part of it is that on the monarchs and milkweeds, that the GVST, Andrew's organization, have put together a package using a lot of the articles we've written on the milkweeds, and he is I've gone through and suggested some additions, and that's what we're working on right now. But Trace mentioned a book, and if Andrew goes any further and collects any more data and information, we'll soon have a book here.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
But he's got some input from those authors that we've had here on Millburgers, the Monarch authors, and then of course the results of the classes where we sent the class attendees. Went with specific requests in terms of trying to address some transplanting issues and also some native plant issues, and so we've got that in here, so that'll be available. I think, Milton, we talked about talking about the calendar a bit. Also we've got a tomato class potting up tomato class scheduled in February.
Now you're going to have to work with Cappy on that one.
Yeah.
I saw tomatoes available this coming week.
Did you see the rodeo tomato available?
No.
Okay.
We have a clue.
Next week, but yes, you have the clue for the rodeo tomato.
It's a Hummer.
Yeah.
We had a car last time, the Rambler.
Right.
This time we've got the Hummer or something.
Or
I shouldn't say that because people are going to start coming in.
It's not called the Hummer.
Yeah, look, I think we agreed yesterday. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't hum. Don't call it a Hummer.
Okay.
No, it's an HM.
HM something.
Yeah.
All right. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Let's take a quick break and come back in a second. We've got more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up. Come give us a call. Or come on by and visit with us at 1604 on Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Hey, real quick, lots of big games coming up, lots of fun stuff to do with the family. Make sure that you head on over to Pruski's Market in Atkins, Texas to get all kinds of delicious food for that event. Pruski's is an old-fashioned meat market right there in Atkins, Texas, with outstanding cuts of beef. And it's cool because you got a butcher, so they will custom cut to what you need. Like if you say, hey, there's just two of us, can you make that a little smaller or do this? They'll be happy to do that for you. Check out the Yanta Ranches beef, which is an all-natural beef, no added hormones or antibiotics. Check out the great poultry. Check out the sausage. All kinds of terrific sausage over at Pruski's, including Calvin's favorite potato. We had the pepper jack and I think that's what it was called, and cheese sausage the other night that I got. And so, yep, you can't go wrong.
They have some beef sausage made with the tears of Texas attendees.
Oh, I thought we escaped this.
Texas
wasn't even
fans.
mentioned yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
No, I gave it 24
Nobody wants
hours.
to be reminded.
No, we don't need to be. It was a good season. It's over, though.
Yeah.
All right. But
I
Meat
hear
Market,
the sausage is very good.
It is very good. PruskisMarket.com.
Beef sausage.
PruskisMeatMarket.com, rather. And you can check them out online, and that'll give you all the directions, plus all the items that they have. You can have it delivered to people throughout the world, actually. Just give them a call at 210-899-3853. You got a party coming up, they'll help you with that, too. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. So what did we get here? This is GVST, or can we talk about this or no?
Yeah, we can talk about this.
You want to talk about GVST?
I'm the representative. So it's just some of the information that will be on their website, but also how to contact them. So, again, you may use some new email addresses that they have. It's
okay.
GVST2002@gmail.com or 202. Strange, I know. GVST 202.
2002.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the more commonly used one is info@gardeningvolunteers.org.
Mm-hmm.
And get a hold of them there. Phone number 210-251-8101.
And leave a massage.
Okay. But it'll have, but the website will have lots of great information on happenings for the next couple of months. As I try to get to the third page here. Oh, and they are also asking for. I guess I understand that Monica Meckley will be judging these or collecting.
Oh, really?
Them. So, Blue Curls or Bee Balm. Vote for the 2025 Pollinator Plant of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Both of them are wonderful.
Yes, I was just thank you. I was just going to say that. They are both faves.
Yeah, Milton and I have had experience with Bee Balm.
The Bee Balm was in the wildflower mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one that comes a little later. Well, in fact,
right.
The Blue Curl is one that comes very early.
Yes.
And a great pollinator tracks the the butterflies and all the other pollinators that we like. Fills the gap until our
other wildflowers, Texas wildflowers,
zinnias,
and then the zinnias and what's our other favorite one? Mist flowers and porterweed even.
Yeah.
But that's the key thing. It's early, and it really
grows in the
helps
sun
out.
or the shade, reseeds very easily, and takes advantage of whatever the soil you have and offers.
Yeah.
If it's not much soil, if it's not a real rich soil, it's still going to grow, it's still going to bloom, but it's not going to be a very tall plant. But if it's a soil that's rich, it'll want to grow relatively large, 3 feet tall, and have lots of blooms for a long period in the spring.
On the other hand, bee balm is great. I like to roll in it, Milton. Just roll it like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like lemon pledge. For those who've ever walked through a field and going, I smell lemon pledge, that's bee balm. It attracts all kinds of insects plus bees, hence the name. It's very good. Yeah. But it is later in the year.
Yep. Yeah, it follows the blue curl. Consider both of them are wonderful.
The proverbial, it's a shame we can only vote for one.
What do you win if you become the pollinator of the year?
Much glory.
Mostly glory?
A gold-shaped statue in the shape of a flower.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe Monica,
bee or a butterfly.
Yes, I believe Monica gives it to the plant in the fall.
Okay.
During the Pollinator Fest. Lately, it's been at Brackenridge.
Mark emphasized the value of the Gardening Volunteers of South Texas in terms of education and information projects that they work in. It also is a wonderful place to belong and participate because it gives you a lot of flexibility and freedom to participate at the level you want. And you can learn as much as you want. You can dig in the dirt as much as you want and participate. Mark runs some really exceptional programs around there, and we do lots of classes. So check it out, both for the education offerings and for your participation. It's a great way to keep yourself busy and learn a lot about the environment.
So the classes are the third Monday of each month. And the next one will be January 20th.
Okay.
It seems there's something else going on that day, but January 20th.
Okay.
Is the next one.
It is also we've got Monarch and Milkweed class. They co-sponsor one at the Sinkin lab.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that one is going to be when, Mark? April?
It's in another pack of papers here.
I think I have it in front of me here.
You think you would have it? You think I'd have it April 19th, 2025?
Yeah.
9:30 to 11 a.m. So that will be at the William R. Sinkin Eco Central on Main, just across the street from San Antonio College.
Now, Milton has the full list of the Monarch and Milkweed classes.
I do? Oh, yeah, I
do. We do, but it's all jumbled up, yes.
Huh?
It's in the briefcase. I can go get it.
Well, we'll get it later in the show, and we'll talk about all of them. They're scheduled.
That's right.
Of course, they're scheduled here.
Ones. Okay.
Scheduled here at Millburgers and scheduled at the Deer Sea and over there in the Comal County Master Gardeners. And I guess those 4 locations are where those classes are scheduled.
So it looks to be an exciting spring lining up for education, for these Master Gardener trainings, as well as the GVST, and just here at Millburgers.
Yep, lots of fun stuff. We'll have to find out what the next class is here that David's going to do. You want me to I'll get that thing out if you want me to. Do you have it?
I actually
have
David's.
it? Okay.
let's see, David's class.
Oh, okay.
I think the next one he has is February 17th. It's going to be home fruit orchards.
Oh, yeah, he was talking about that.
Yeah.
The citrus class.
10 to 11:30 a.m. That's, of course, here at Milberger's. And that will be, we'll have the first milkweed and monarch class here at Milberger's on February 22nd from 10 a.m. to, and of course, people that attend that class, it's free, and you'll also get a couple of seeded native milkweed containers, and hopefully we'll gather some important information that'll help us contribute to improving the population situation for monarch butterflies.
And again, the price for that program is what, Milton?
Absolutely free.
Free. That's
Except,
right.
well, you have to kind of agree
you have to register and agree.
And agree to kind of be a part of the citizen science.
That's right. Yeah, you got a responsibility to, if you're going to get your free container of seeded milkweed, you've got to take care of them and collect that data so that we can keep expanding that realm of information we have about the monarchs.
Yep. So where will they find all that now? If they, is it up or when?
Let's see. We'll have an article. It'll be on the website. I think all of the classes are going to be, even those classes that aren't here at Milberger's, are going to be on the Milberger website. We'll have to confirm that. But also, Express News, one of my next couple of articles will list all the classes that's scheduled for at least for the butterflies, and also the potting up tomatoes, which that'll be in February. They'll be early in the spring, or late in the winter, however you look at it.
Potting up of the unknown rodeo tomato.
The MS, whatever it is.
Yeah, that starts with an H. And maybe an M.
Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know yet. Nobody will tell us.
It's a mystery.
Mm-hmm. But Calvin needs to know. He's got to write about it.
That's what I was getting at. We will have to converse with David Rodriguez and pin him down. And, if we say his name 3 times, he'll appear.
He'll appear?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
David Rodriguez.
Hey, there he is. Up, you looked.
Yes, I did look.
Okay, we'll probably get a lot of questions about what gardeners should do with the plant damage that we talked about.
I'll be expecting that today and next week.
And don't move too fast. I think the advice Mark gave us yesterday about 72 hours is pretty.
That's pretty
good recommendation.
Again, it's a rule of thumb, and but it's a good estimate. Usually, you see it by the 3rd day. You see the damage appear on the.
And even with the lime and lemons, because the temperatures were not severe, the damage we are talking about may just be leaf defoliation, and the stems may be good enough that they'll come back. They'll re-leaf.
That's exactly what I hope for. If I had to hope, the stems and the roots and the branches are all intact, and if I had some leaf damage, that's fine and dandy.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, pentas that have been faring very well through the fall and early winter, they did show damage, but it's kind of varied depending on which microclimate they were in, or how close to the house, and which side of the house in terms of the winds and all. So that'll be clarified in a few days. And then some of the others, though, of course, if you had zinnias that were lingering, they got hit.
Hammered would be a better.
Yeah.
All my pintas in the front beds are toast.
Oh,
Are they?
No.
Yeah.
How about the side beds? Are they?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, how about the other beds?
Everything else looks good, but we planted a bunch of pintas out there in summertime.
Yeah.
They're all sad.
And they did okay during the summer.
Oh, gosh.
And they did okay with the freeze before this last one. So when we only got 30, 29, they were okay. 26, not so much.
That was the experiment that you were doing?
It's always an experiment.
No, I thought there was an experimental bed to see what would happen.
That's what we do up here. I normally leave some things out, but
Okay.
we're not going to cover the front because odds are we're going to have to replace it at some point anyway.
Oh, okay.
Trace, have you gotten any reports on cyclamen or primula in terms of damage? I haven't seen any of mine.
I have not.
So that would be consistent with, we talk about if on the cyclamen, if you get below 30 degrees, then you want to cover them. And I didn't cover any of those two, and they seem to do fine.
I'm waiting for Milton to talk about his Whopper.
Whopper's still looks great.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Outside or inside?
Outside. I don't get it. Calvin, have you had the same experience?
Yeah, my Whoppers still look good, too. I just it kind of surprises me.
I am kind of wise because I thought they'd melt.
Yeah, I thought they have. The last time
but
they just melted.
This is another one of those that we want to wait on the 72 hours.
Melted. Yeah.
Because they may show some foliage damage.
Exactly. So I'm leaving that up for a point of discussion next week. But yeah, so my last words to Milton were, well, maybe cover them up
if you can,
if you're able to. Yeah. And then I go, why did I even tell them that? They're mush.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold,
they're still. So let's see, 72 hours. Would it be from
it's gonna be
Friday morning?
Yeah.
So we'll say Saturday at 6 is 24. Sunday at 6 is 48.
Well, there's nothing magic about that, Milton. That's just
it's a rule of thumb. It's like
thumb again.
72 hours.
So I would start from Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Friday night, Saturday morning. Sorry.
Okay.
When it was colder.
Oh, it was.
So Saturday morning.
When did it freeze? Saturday morning.
The coldest day was Saturday night.
And we had like 7 hours in a row there that were below freezing.
And that's the other factor, not only temperature, but duration.
Okay. And duration, I think, was
7 or 8 hours.
Yeah,
where you live.
That's what you thought. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens.
One thing the weatherman got right.
What's that? Yeah. It kept moving, though, wasn't it? Originally supposed to be Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's always a fluid.
Yes. Very much so.
Yeah, or Friday morning was the last time I looked. It was supposed to be Friday morning. And it wasn't until Saturday.
Trace, based on your experience, what would you say if it wasn't covered you'd expect to see in that 72 hours or a little more?
Of your begonia?
No, just in general. What should people go, oh my gosh, I got to watch this thing?
Everything in a container.
Okay. Oh, really?
Sure.
Okay. Now, we've had...
What does it do you? What good does it do you just to watch it, Milton?
I don't know, just to kind of... See, okay, yep, they were right. It's gone. But actually, like our shrimp plant probably will die down to the ground.
No.
No?
I wouldn't think so.
Oh, okay. I thought shrimp plants...
Unless it's in a real severe situation.
Oh, okay.
A free pack. That's one of those ones where we discussed when we should prune back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And those other ones Calvin and I would retain till the end of February.
But, Milton's kind of right on that shrimp plant compared to Turk's Cap.
Yeah.
Because you do see some damage on shrimp plant from on the foliage from cold weather.
Mm-hmm. But when we had that big freeze, the 21, the 19 or whatever temperature it was, the shrimp plant basically died down.
Yeah, all bets are off when it's 21.
And
that was how many hours? That was 24 plus, wasn't it?
I think it was 72 in the opposite direction.
All right. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. What else is going on, Trace? What are folks coming to you with questions? I guess grass still?
It's always about grass, yeah.
Okay, but is there much that they can do now with the grass? And
there's really nothing they can be doing other than it is prime time to go ahead and do compost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, aeration and compost. It's always a good time.
I'm trying to look online and see. I think there was still some compost on sale. No?
No.
Okay, never mind. No, you're right. It's not on there.
But there's always a good time, except during the summer, the high summer, we don't usually apply compost. But it's always a good time to apply compost.
And it's easy. You don't have to be, we're talking about a half an inch, and you don't have to be fussy about it too much. Because it decomposes and moves into if you do aeration, it moves into the aeration holes. But and you can. It's amazing how the effect that it has on the lawn.
Oh yeah.
Does it really?
You put it on lawns and you put it on beds, both.
Oh, on beds too. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can go a little heavier on the bed.
Now, are you going to see it now because of the cold? The grass isn't going to perk up, is it?
No, but it'll be soon. But when it'll perk up when the.
What's our mantra for this radio show? Be prepared.
Ah, okay.
So you're doing your preparation.
Okay. All right. Going to take another quick break. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. So what did Calvin write about? Calvin's visiting somebody. So
yesterday's article was which trees are best for throwing shade.
Okay.
Kind of like that. He didn't write that.
No,
it had to be one of the paper editors. So he was providing some of the best and fastest growing and best trees for our area. And as I said yesterday, I was going to chide him on missing one, but he didn't. So let me get around here so I get the microphone.
You got it?
Proper. His recommendations, and I totally agree, Texas red oak, cedar elm, Mexican sycamore, Montezuma cypress, Mexican white oak. That's what I thought he had missed, but he didn't. Chinkapin oak, Anaqua, and bur oak. And I totally agree with all those. Those are some of the best ones. And a lot of those, if not all, are available here at Milberger's and will be available at Milberger's. And why that's important is the CPS Energy Green Shade program is still going on and will go on to the last week of April, funds permitting. So that's a great program that you can get up to 5 trees for your yard, for the residents, for that specific residence is tied to the residence. But it's $50 credit, and that can add up on one of your bills. So look into that.
And Calvin, do you have a favorite of the ones you recommended?
Oh, the trees?
Yeah.
What child do you have?
Yeah,
How can
I know.
You say, what's your favorite child?
I like them all. Well, but I like Texas red oak, and I like live oak. And I've got a new appreciation for Anaqua because of the one I have growing that's about 30 feet plus now, and such a dense attractive evergreen plant, and of course it's a favorite of the wildlife. So.
And it was a volunteer. It was
No.
a volunteer plant. No, it wasn't?
No.
Oh, I thought it was a volunteer.
No, I got it here at Milberger's.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And it's doing well.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay. And the
And
Soil
in fact,
Biomedical Center.
I bought a second one for the yard too.
So my favorite are the Monterey oak, otherwise known as Mexican white oak, and the chinkapin oak. I really like those. Mexican sycamore in certain locations, but I looked at those.
Yeah, if you
two
want
oaks.
something striking, you pick between the Montezuma cypress and the Mexican.
I sure like the Montezuma cypress.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you like looking at it.
I do. It's right there.
Here at Milberger's, and it's an outstanding example of one.
And it's amazing how fast they grow.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
pretty when it's
they're fairly they're drought
Fairly
tolerant.
drought tolerant. I'm not going to say extremely drought tolerant,
No.
but they are fairly drought tolerant. They're certainly more drought tolerant than a bald cypress, but Montezuma cypress. So I don't know if about Stone Oak area, but anywhere else inside Loop 410 would be a good one.
Okay.
And maybe even inside 1604, but.
That one's inside.
Well, no, it's inside 604.
Yeah, just
That's why I said
barely.
it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm smiling when I say it.
Okay.
You know the one that we don't give credit, cedar elms.
Right.
Yeah, because they're pretty invincible and drought tolerant and grow relatively fast.
Yeah, it's usually we say that the Mexican sycamore and the Mexican white oak and the Montezuma cypress are the three fastest. And but every one of those is pretty fast growing.
And it depends on
quality tree, as opposed to like the Arizona ash or silver maple or cottonwood or things
pecan
like that.
even.
Yeah.
It's
for 2 years now, I've had ill feelings toward pecans
I
because
do
they're
too.
dying all over town. And
well, and
dropping their limbs
I
on people's
included in
houses.
my don't plant these list, along with even mulberries, which I love for the birds love, but in terms of a landscape feature and quality tree and drought tolerant and pest free, they're really not. They don't meet those goals. But lots of choices we got.
Yeah, and of course Milberger's has people that can help you kind of ask the questions to know which one maybe, okay, no, this is not one you want, or you should try this one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
plus
is cool.
Plus all those education this radio show and all those education programs that we've talked about with Gardening Volunteer South Texas and the Master Gardeners. All those will provide you some good information too to make a decision about it. And several of the best things to do are look in your neighborhood and look and see
That's a
what
great idea. Yeah.
what does well.
Yeah.
And the other thing, what you like the looks of.
Or vice versa. You want this tree, but, I don't see any in the neighborhood. There may be a reason for that.
Yeah, at the very least you want to check it out, question it. What do you think, Mark, about... now, we talk about oak wilt, and it's easy to prevent if you paint the wounds. What about a neighborhood that has a lot of oak trees in it, and do you avoid more oak trees because of the threat of oak wilt?
So I was in a certain North San Antonio suburb that had AH and a P in its name on Thursday. And so I'd drive down these streets going to and fro, and I'd notice that there's 99% of one species in a lot of these yards. And so I would avoid more live oak. I wouldn't mind putting a red oak in because they are tolerant of thin soils. I would like white oak species chinkapin oak, Mexican white oak. But I also would like to do a lot of cedar elm, a lot more cedar elms in this area. Because what we try to do is we try to get down to no more than 25% of the entire tree population of a single species. That's my goal. Now, national authorities, they like to get down even further. They call it the 30-20-10 rule. And I'm going, we just can't get 10% of one species. I mean, we have so few species to work with. So, if we get 25% of that area in 4 species, I'd be happy. But anyway, so yes, there's lots of areas in San Antonio. We can think of areas on the northeast side, which are primarily Arizona ash. And if we'd ever get ash emerald borer in here, we would be a really hard put because that is an aggressive borer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's now in Metroplex. So we're watching the state authorities. My former employer, the Texas Forest Service, is looking at that, making sure it doesn't come down further. But those are the same thing. Those areas, it's 90% of all with Arizona ash. And we go, one of the reasons I was hired for Texas was I was managing Dutch elm disease in the Chicago area. And, we struggled and strived. We've been fighting Dutch elm disease since the 50s. And we know what to do in order to minimize the impact is diversify your species and be aggressive with limiting either the host or the insect. And
so what we didn't come up with a great strategy until it was pretty much too late to protect any of the
that's the implication is, we were doing pretty good after 60 to 70% of the American elms were lost in cities in the Midwest.
Minneapolis was a great example.
So we were lost from 20 to 30 annual percent mortality down to 3 to 5. But that was after everything was lost. So we learned our lesson, and unfortunately, I tried to impose those lessons on Texans around here, and
because of
live oak is so desirable, and it is a desirable tree. It withstands human abuse better than any other species.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, that's
my statement. I make that all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question that we'll ask after the news, because it probably will take a little bit of time to discuss. But
what? Oh no, I'm short-winded.
No, but you may want to spend more time on it than this. So it's not that you're long-winded; it's just that this may require a lot of details and stuff like that. So I'll wait on that. But it sort of has to do with your live oak and other oaks and stuff like that. And but. Yeah, all right. 210-308-8867 is our number. 210-308-8867 outside of San Antonio. 866-308-8867. Give us a call and tell us what's going on in your gardening world. Share it if you're listening. I bought a pineapple yesterday, so I'm going to cut it up when I get home today and let it dry out. Was it 2 to 3 weeks, she said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of our listeners called in and gave you the instructions.
Yes, I think 2 to 3 weeks, and then you just put it in soil and
dirt.
Yep,
that's what her exact words were. Put it in dirt.
Well, Calvin gets mad when you say that.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, is that why you're saying it?
I know.
Okay.
Calvin and I do not use that term.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's tough on a horticulturist.
I got you.
Call it dirt.
So I'll give reports on that, and then thanks to. I forgot the man's name. He called yesterday too afterwards and was talking.
Okay, Tim or Greg in my mind.
Greg.
Greg is from the Metroplex, right?
Yeah. Greg is the one who gave us the seeds for the tomato.
Yep. Okay. Well, 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. Get you caught up with the news. 210-308-8867. Back right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Our phone number 210, that's a good idea, 210-308-8867. And it's a pretty day. If you're looking for something to do, if you're looking to get some plants and to beautify the yard, come on out to Milberger's at 1604 and Bulverde Road, and you can check out all the great stuff we have here.
The wind has just picked up. And we've lost some material.
Talk a second.
I'll talk a second.
Okay, so my question is...
Yeah, give me the question, then I can talk.
The question is that there's brush pickup is beginning now, or has already happened for some people, and there's going to be a lot of people coming to your door or putting cards up saying, hey, we'll do this. So what should you do?
So the professional forester and arborist in me always hates this situation, but frequently does occur when these, shall I say, vagabond tree trimmers come about following the city tree crews. So when they come to the door, they leave a card and you may call them up. There's about 4 or 5 questions you need to ask them. First of all, do you carry insurance, bond, and workman's comp? You could break that down in a couple of different ones, but yeah, that's it. You want to call. So if they are not carrying insurance, you are responsible for any accident which may or may not happen.
Cool. That's good.
The second thing is I always like to ask, do you belong to any professional organization, such as the International Society of Arboriculture, or the Tree Consultants of America, or are they licensed by the city of San Antonio, or do they carry certification? That's always important. And then the third one is, do they provide you with a written contract, a written proposal, actually stating what they're going to do and what the price will be? So you have this in writing. And the fourth one is, I always like to say, it's more philosophical. Are they telling you what they're going to do and then do it?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it in such a time at such a price. So not only written, but verbal. This is what I think you should have done to your tree. This is what I'm going to do, and this is the date I'm going to be here, and this is how much. So get all that information out. Don't rely on somebody that says, I can do all this for you for this amount of price, and just leave it at that.
Yeah, but I have a feeling, based on what I've heard and other people's experiences, and that's pretty common, is just hey, we'll do it now, we're free, we were just up the street,
right.
It'll cost this much, we're ready to start. What do you say?
Yes. I think you need to have heart surgery, and we can do it for you right now at such and such a price. It's the same thing.
I guess so, but okay, so talk about what happens. You mentioned make sure they're licensed.
Okay, so so make sure that they carry insurance, some form, workman's comp, and bonding.
Okay,
and then that they belong to a professional organization and are licensed or certified. Okay. Now, in order to work in the city of San Antonio, you must have a city license.
Oh, really?
So that is, I forget whether it's 12 or 15 hours worth of class time. They may shorten it down, and then you pay a fee.
Okay.
And then you're licensed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
doesn't automatically indicate that they've got
no. So
that's
the leading question, as well as certification. So, well, I'm a certified arborist. Well, I happen to know some certified arborists who shall be nameless, and I would not consider them qualified arborists, but they have taken the test, and all that means is they've paid fees and taken the test. And then the last one was, written contract. Nothing verbal. Everything should be written.
Okay, so let's go to the whys, because the temptation is going to be, they're here now. It's a great price. I've never seen a price that low before. I'll just do it. Yeah. So why do I need them to have insurance?
Oh, if there is an accident which occurs or damage which occurs on your property, accident to one of the employees, or an accident to somebody else, you are liable.
Yeah.
If they do not have adequate or any insurance.
Yeah. And I see these guys.
And they should show it to you.
Okay. What does it look like?
Oh, it's just a card or a sheet.
Okay.
A sheet of paper that says, this is who I'm insured with at this amount. And you may call this person.
Well, one of the things...
what do you call the insurance person?
Yeah. I know Mark and I always mention, too, if when somebody calls and has a question, they say, well, who should, how do I find one of those arborists? Yeah. One of the best ways is if there's somebody that is operating in your neighborhood that has proven that they do good work, but also that they have the insurance and everything there, so that, or they've worked for you before,
right?
And so it's just important and worth it to go through this process to make sure these folks are certified and do have the insurance. Now, being the repair of trees and working up in trees is one of the most dangerous occupations around.
Yeah, what's the other one? Agricultural worker.
Oh, okay.
So that's firemen, I think, or utility linemen. They're all those are right up there. But that people are surprised on that. What do you mean working in trees? A really dangerous job. Well, lots of things can go wrong.
And if you've ever seen some of these guys, they're working on the tree, in the tree, and barely holding on.
Well, there's certain rules, and the professionals ones will know how to adjust the ropes, and it's called 3-point. You always have 3 points of contact.
Oh, okay.
So the rope, a fanny, 2 arms. So you're always safely in the tree. But those branches can break. But that power line may be invisible.
Ooh.
And or the rope may be an older rope and it breaks. These are all things which has happened and could happen.
Yeah. And there was another thing that you mentioned too, which was like, I don't need to do that. But when you know the why, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah.
The why on
certification or contract, written contract. So yes, there's always he said, she said, or in misinterpretation of words. But if it's on a contract, there's less of that. I'm not saying it doesn't always happen, but there's certainly, if it's a written contract, you review it, they write it or review it, and then you sign it, and then they are responsible for doing the work at that price.
Okay.
And one of the things that drives me crazy is they make a commitment in terms of the time frame. And then, especially like if we're involved with a neighborhood association or something.
You can't see me rolling my eyes.
And so so that is part of a contract too. Yeah. There's always reasons why you can postpone, and there's good reasons. But there is, unfortunately, there's some of the contracts are just automatically They don't take the commitment serious. And
it
can really mess up.
If there are
arrangements.
any customers of the Eder Tree Care Company out there, I deeply apologize for the many delays this past summer. So just want to throw it out there.
Hey, Janice is going to chime in on this topic too at 210-308.
Is it my Janice?
I don't know. Or is this Mark's Janice?
It is Mark's Janice.
Okay. I didn't even know he owned a Janice.
Well,
I know
he probably has
Subaru.
many women, but I'm one of the Janices.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So you want to talk about why they should have insurance?
One of my neighbors, not me, thank God, but one of my neighbors hired one of the guys going down the street because it was right before the brush pickup, and he quoted a very, very low price. And this neighbor thought, well, this is great. And he went ahead and said, okay, get up there. I just want you to trim a couple of limbs here off the roof. The guy got up there, and the neighbor is in the house and doesn't see what's happening. But all of a sudden, the guy is on the ground, and he says he fell off the roof, and it's the neighbor's fault. And the neighbor ends up taking him to the emergency room, and it turns out the guy's got a broken arm. And so then, of course, the guy comes back and wants to sue, and I want to sue for, like, missing a month's worth of work and all these things. But my neighbor went ahead and hired a lawyer, and come to find out, the guy already had a broken arm.
Oh, wow.
And, whenever they do an X-ray, they can tell if it's a fresh or if it's, like, partially or started to heal. And it turned out this guy had already broken his arm and was looking for some, joker to pull this trick on, a person who he thought probably had good homeowners insurance. So the moral of the story is you'd better look for that insurance card and make sure that they're all covered, not just one guy.
Oh, okay.
And I look forward to seeing Mark soon.
Oh.
We'll be there on the 26th, I believe.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Janice.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, 210-308-8867. Trace, you got any tips? We're talking about brush pickup and to protect yourself,
They better be licensed and bonded.
Yeah. I think that's the key.
Had a guy hit himself with his own chainsaw in the leg.
Yeah.
And luckily, I guess he was more embarrassed than he was in pain, but he had to go to the hospital. Who knows how many stitches?
Yeah.
Okay.
So particularly is the front, if it's on the shin bone, it's a little bit better, but could be grosser. That's the way I would be. I would be more embarrassed.
And if you got to pay a little more to make sure that you're covered, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Fly-by-nights are very seldom the right answer.
What's that?
Fly-by-night trimmers are very seldom the right answer.
Nope. I'm with you. All right. 210-308. Is all this on the internet somewhere? Is there?
Yes. Both the International Society of Arboriculture Texas chapter has a click where I'd mention these 5 or 6 rules. But also the International of Arboriculture, the national organization, has it on their front page.
Okay.
Or they should have. The last time I looked, they had it on the front page.
Well, a number of the...
Why to hire a ISA certified arborist.
Number of the potential contractors have all this stuff packaged so that they're...
Okay.
Yeah, they want to show you that they've got everything, and that's why we charge a reasonable price, but that's what we cover, and we're it's safe for our workers, and we're careful about your property and our firm. So
I'm still finding stuff that were originally on my refrigerator and were lost in the move, and I found it last night, my 5 rules of why to hire an arborist, a professional arborist. And it goes on it's what I wrote a few years ago and puts on my refrigerator door so I can look at it all the time.
Okay.
Did you find it? Is it on there?
What's that?
Were you looking for it?
No. Where am I supposed to go?
International Society of Arboriculture.org.
Arbor. AR.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right.
It says white.
210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Someone back at the station says just because they have the moral of the story is it's not okay if they just have a ladder and a saw.
A ladder much?
I have a ladder and a saw.
Yeah.
Or a pickup truck.
Yep.
That's always the classic one. I have a pickup truck and a chainsaw. I'm an arborist.
Okay.
No, you're not.
All righty. We'll switch gears here. 210-308-8867. But again, people do get beat up, and that, that the low price is kind of like you said, Trace. It's like, yeah, this is, or like Janice said, this price is better than I've ever been quoted. So, all righty. 210-308-8867. What's going on, Trace? What else is happening?
Go ahead. Can we review Mark, I think it's time to review the vegetables that we can still plant in the wintertime.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. You have that and this week in the garden. And again, it's the leafy crops mostly and root crops. So we're looking at turnips and carrots and radishes. Maybe even, no.
I saw asparagus available this week.
So, and we had Brussels sprouts out there before the freeze. I don't know if they made it.
Well, yeah, it's pretty cold tolerant.
Yeah.
So would you plant asparagus now? Should I order it now or should I procrastinate a week or two?
My timing with asparagus was always Michigan, so I'd always have to review it and think. I would not, but it's getting close.
So that tells me I need to go ahead and do it, Milton.
Okay.
What about lettuce? Is it still time we can go ahead and plant our Crawford lettuce and other leaf lettuce?
Leaf lettuces, yes.
What did you say?
Leaf lettuces for sure.
Yeah.
I bet there's even time to do head lettuce.
We had 3 or 4 outstanding leaf lettuce out here for transplants.
I have heard a rumor that we will have Crawford reseeding lettuce as transplants.
Oh, really?
Maybe this week.
Wow. I don't think we've ever had them as transplants.
I think David set all of this up.
Oh, okay.
You want to know, it's extremely, speaking of leafy materials, what is very cold resistant is Swiss chard. And you could go ahead and plant that now, too.
That's a long season crop, too.
It's a very long season. And then, of course, the peas.
Yeah, English
peas. You can do that.
Kale,
but just what's...
Kale.
Kale. What's around the corner in about 3 or 4 weeks?
Potatoes.
Oh, okay.
So a question that arose in my mind, do we have seed potatoes? Will we have seed potatoes?
They are ordered. They are not here yet.
Okay.
So you're not supposed to plant them until February. So I assume right before February they'll ship them. But if I'm going to order the asparagus, that means I'm going to have some tomatoes. So Celebrity, Ruby Crush, and then there was one other one I can't remember.
How about we're going to have the when's the rodeo tomato show up? Do we know?
Well, it's usually rodeo is the second Thursday in February, so we backtrack from
the discussion that David and I had yesterday was he better get those seeds planted, and he said yes. So I assume he's had the conversation with the grower at this point, if not tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to go through what we went through the last 2 years.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll talk to Bud right after this. 210-308-8867. He has a question about pruning trees, and we'll do that right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. We'll go right back to the phone lines at 210-308-8867. We'll talk to Bud. What's going on, Bud?
Wait.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
Pretty good. Same to y'all.
Thank you. What's going on?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got you on my speaker.
Okay.
Talking about the work on trees.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance. Y'all mentioned insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, I'm sure you're talking about insurance for the workers.
Both. So there is insurance. The company is insured. It's also bonded. And then there is workman's comp insurance for the workers. So there's a double layer. Now, not all employers have workman's comp. But they should have some kind of insurance for their company and a bond on their company as well. If they do not have it, it reverts back to your homeowner policy.
Yeah.
And you don't want that. So, yeah, they have to have at least company insurance. Preferably, they should have workman's comp as well.
Let's say that something went wrong. What kind of coverage? The insurance that they have, for example, take one or two examples. Somehow they lose control of the limbs that are being cut off.
Correct.
It falls on my roof and makes a damage to my roof.
Yep.
Also, another example would be if the concrete platform that they have to drive one of these machines, with the great big lift bucket and everything, those machines are heavy. They may have to drive onto a concrete slab that I have. Or also there is my understanding is that there's a septic tank very, very close to the trunk of the tree.
You would not want any kind of equipment on the septic field or tank.
Damage to my house or
what would happen is the company's insurance. The company's insurance company would contact your homeowner's insurance, and then the company would have to pay for all that.
Well, now in some cases, the company is very alert, and there is a real liability there. They will include that in the contract that we are not responsible for this, and that in some cases occurs. So if that's important that a company keep alert to that.
Sometimes there's on the proposal, on the written contract between the customer and the company, there is an addition called force majeure, which is act of God. So sometimes if it's deemed to be an act of God, then it's your responsibility, not the company's.
Thanks, Bud.
Does that answer everything, Bud?
Well, I guess for today it does.
Okay. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Call back anytime,
Thanks,
though.
man. Thanks, Bud.
Bye.
Thanks for helping out our other listeners. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. The number to call to be a part of the show. Now, did you go over what veggies we had? You were talking about winter vegetables and stuff. Did you go over what you saw, or did you?
No. Actually, it's all in Calvin's article.
Oh, okay.
This week in the garden. So I was reading, and it happened to coincide with everything that we had as transplants. So broccoli. Broccoli's a long season. Like we mentioned, kale and Swiss chard. That could be growing in cooler weather. Spinach. Those leafy vegetables that I mentioned, like kale, spinach, Swiss chard.
Strawberries.
Oh, I forgot about strawberries. We forgot about them in the This Week in the Garden as well.
Yeah,
we still have some strawberries out here.
I haven't done a good job on strawberries this year. It's easy to forget them because of the everything else that's out there. How about the bluebonnets?
It's one of those funny...
Well, that's what we did for the last couple of weeks. I talked about the strawberries, and then we went, but what about the bluebonnets? Because we put them right close together. So
Well, nobody thinks about them this time of year unless you talk about it.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, you need to prompt me every so often. I know. You only have one job, Mark. Yes, I know.
So let's review. How many... do you remember the selection, Trace, by chance?
That's why I count on Mark for.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I looked at it this morning.
Behind the scenes, we had this big discussion, a social media discussion, back in November, if you remember. We were discussing all the different varieties we should have. We were asking David on that, and we came up with one. Do I remember it? No.
But if anybody that's interested, they're very attractive, the plants are, and relatively easy to produce some fruit. You still got time.
Yeah.
And then,
yes, we still have.
Yeah. So take a look at that, and then the other thing. How many? We just have the blue bonnets left.
We had small, and we also had larger containers. I think we're all out of the larger containers. I don't know, Trace, do you remember?
Nope, don't remember.
Okay. What's that? Don't remember?
So we don't remember.
Okay.
So, but we have both, and we still have.
It was all covered this morning when I got here. So.
Oh, okay.
My normal walkthrough didn't really happen.
Yeah. Now the blue bonnets are not. We're not phased. Probably the folks that have planted them out there. How are yours doing, Milton?
The ones I have in the little container are doing great. The ones that I have planted in that little space between the sidewalk and the street, I don't even see them anymore. Either they're so hunkered down, but maybe the rain. I did notice the rain, the grass perked up just a little bit. That rain, but so maybe they'll perk up too.
I think they'll amaze you that they probably
I hope so.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see.
My oxblood lily is still hanging in there, that little shoot that came out.
Well, it'd be kind of fun for folks that are looking for something to plant in the garden on bluebonnets.
Yeah.
Even just if you just had a row or a couple of rows of them, it's kind of interesting. If you get some company and somebody from outside the area and tell them the story of bluebonnets.
But if
Milton is the best example of this. He's seems like you've tried to talk your in-laws in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, in Alabama. They had bluebonnets in Alabama.
So sunchokes.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Mine looks horrible now.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to dig it?
Mine looks horrible too.
Eat half of it and put the other half back in the pot?
What I was told is you always forget a few. And so those tubers that you forget about when you harvest them will grow into new sunchokes. But yes, God, when is it I'm supposed to harvest? I guess fall, yeah. I guess you're supposed to harvest them right now.
I think I'll do that tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
In a few days I get off work and the sun is still out.
Yeah.
What are you harvesting?
The sunchokes. No. They are like potatoes. In fact, anything you can do to a potato, you can do to a sunchoke. This is a Native American plant. Pretty much anywhere. You can plant them just like potatoes. You put them in the straw, in the soil.
Those are the ones that
right.
Gardner bought. I've still got.
Yeah, I got mine passed. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think mine are still alive, but they're in a container.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this magic that occurs that all of a sudden it will start growing in the spring.
Okay.
Well, mine got put in the greenhouse, but that's not. They still look horrible.
But this is the newest fad: is sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes. They are native American plants, and they're very versatile. You can grow them pretty much anywhere.
What do they? What would you compare them to in terms of a vegetable we're familiar with?
Potato.
Potatoes.
Yeah.
Use them in same way you would
a
recipe.
every so often I come across a Facebook. It's on Facebook, and I go, "Oh, there's that Sunchoke article."
I bet there's a Sunchoke Society.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right there with the.
Let me look it up.
Right there with what was the society we were going to do yesterday?
Milton Seed Society.
Yeah, Seed.
So far, there's only one member.
Yeah.
Unless,
Well, your wife could join. So
she could. We got 2
too.
members. Yeah. All right. She's in favor of it.
Yeah. So, but if the master gardener who gave us the Sunchoke would like to call and tell us all about him,
yeah, how his
that
is
would be
doing.
great.
Well, I
think it was Ed.
He's at the men's garden.
Yeah, it was Ed. Yeah.
Who is it? Ed.
Ed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In fact, we sat with him at the men's garden club.
Okay.
And
at the garden dinner, which I was mourned as passing.
Actually, you weren't, but we just made that up. So that's.
I think Dave was the other guy. So Dave can be an honorary member as well. We'll have to. I'll tell you
Dave
and Sharon Dave when
about.
we have our first meetings.
Have we gotten any response from Alberto on the men's garden club?
He has texted both. He talked to you as well, right?
What's that?
Albert from the men's garden club.
No, he has not called me.
Okay. I thought. Okay. That is on me. Albert, if you're listening, I will be sending you a text.
Yep. Let's see if we can make it happen next week.
So that's for next week.
Okay.
We pretty much decided on that. Even Charles may join him. So.
He's the new president, and he's interested in. He has drawn a conclusion that the membership requires some new members and younger people, and he recounts all the past years how aggressive and active that the men's garden club has been, and he doesn't want to lose that. So I think that's the message.
You always need new members because there's members going the other direction.
That's right.
Yep. Hey, our buddy from Chalmette.
Buddy from Chalmette.
What's that?
Chalmette?
Yeah, from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Bert, but now here, Chalmette Bert is on the line at 210-308-8867. What's the deal with the tomato smoothie? This is interesting.
Yeah, you never heard that? It's ketchup. That's what you do if you got tomato. Or barbecue sauce. I call it tomato smoothie, ketchup. And that's what I do with the off tomatoes. I mean, once you cook them down and put some vinegar and salt and seasons in there, no problem.
Okay.
I like to do it.
You do this yourself?
There are crickets over here. The silence.
No, ketchup is one of those things that, although a lot of ketchup's getting a bad name nowadays, the store-bought, because it has the high fructose corn syrup in it. But
I wonder how it got that name.
Oh, I don't know how ketchup got its name. Bert, do you have any idea?
No, I could give you a corny and bad joke from Pulp Fiction, but it's not dirty. It's clean, but it's just stupid, childish.
Okay, well
that's us, but I don't know if it would fit in perfectly.
It would fit right in there. Yeah.
So, do you really make your own ketchup?
Yes, my grandfather taught me when I was a child back in the '60s. Barbecue sauce and ketchup. We used to make our own. As I used to grow all the tomatoes. That's what I mean. I've been growing and farming and stuff since I'm in elementary school, and I'm 67 years now.
That's very cool. Tell me about the barbecue sauce. Can you give you the recipe? How difficult is it?
You got to. I usually go by just like Louisiana cooks. We don't measure nothing. We just pinch it this. But the barbecue sauce, there was 2 types. We made the vinegar, which was red, and then he taught me how to make a mustard one, and I'm trying to remember how to do that.
That sounds interesting. So do you go for a sweet barbecue sauce or a tangy? It sounds like tangy.
Tangy, because I like that with my, it's like when I have a potato salad, usually that's not so tangy, but it cuts, it's a good balance between brisket, the barbecue sauce, and the potato salad.
Hey, we had a question on sweet potatoes yesterday, and so I couldn't decide when you put the slips in for the sweet potatoes. Is that about May 1st?
I'm not sure because I haven't been able to grow any. I live in an apartment complex, and so I had the decorative kind that just hung over the balcony and looked all kind of pretty and stuff. So I did it for shade, like a living curtain on the balcony.
So yeah, and then she asked, "Well, how do I make the slips?" And I went,
I just take a little. Like what happens with me is like with the purple ones that I got from I don't know if it was Natural Grocers or Central Market or HEB, but I forgot they were in the bottom cooler, and then they sprouted, so I just stuck them in the window box and let them grow and hang over. They never produce, but they look good. They, just like the Malabar spinach. Yeah. And Malabar spinach got a nice purple stem or vine that's got really nice offsetting bright green leaves.
Well, that brings another point there that we were talking about plants that were affected by the cold weather. Ornamental sweet potatoes were certainly affected.
Yeah,
so they got defoliated.
Yeah, especially if they're hanging in the breeze, they're gone. Okay, and just speaking of, I got a partial solution for people. This is what I do to keep my potted plants outside longer and then have them not go under so much stress in the summertime. As you know, those packaging peanuts that you get in boxes and stuff, well, I mix them in with the soil, and then I take the bubble wrap and I just put it around the perimeter of the pot, and then fill it in with soil that I've already mixed the peanuts with. So you got an insulation factor from the bubble wrap from the outside to the inside, and then you have the peanuts mixed in with the soil. And it also helps insulate from freezing and the heat. That's mostly what I got. I did it for the heat.
Cool.
In the summertimes here.
Very interesting.
Well, that's better than my wife always did. And this was I know a lot of gardeners in the past did this, where the containers, she would fill old pieces of pots and rocks and everything. It used to drive me crazy, where you go there to turn the soil over or transplant something.
I'm sorry, because that has happened to me too.
And there's no soil reservoir; it's basically a rock bed. But and that's one thing too. It's like I'm looking into for next year when I'm fixing to move out to the northwest side, because it looks like my VA treatment is going to start happening out that way. So I'm looking for a house, but so I can have an outside garden. But as you said, I'm just tired of growing out of pot. But I'm still going to have potted plants. I know that.
Yeah.
But I was listening to you all about over the summer when I was listening and was kind of inactive due to my injuries. I heard people talking about how the black. The commercial grade pots that most people get their pots in and stuff like that. I'm looking into some white food grade stuff, buckets. And I'm going to look from all the way from 1 gallon to 5 gallon sizes, and I'll figure out the price if they want them drilled. Because I made compost, like porch compost containers with them, and you just get 2 of them, and you drill holes in the inside one, and put it inside the one that's totally intact, and then that way you got your wigglers, or red wigglers are the ones that are good for compost, I believe, and you just put them in there and just keep dumping your kitchen scraps in there, and then I guess I cut some paper up or get some grass, and it seems to work pretty good.
So are you getting the effect of the insulation, or is it actually the composting, or what?
Well, the composting I just do, like I said, I hate to waste. Living in an apartment complex there's no community gardens here or anything like that. So I hate to throw them away, because I grew up, like I said, in the 60s, we didn't have garbage pickup on the farm. It just, everything went back into the soil. We just used to disc everything back into the soil.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep us informed when
Thanks,
you get
Bert.
your new property and your new garden.
Yeah, we want to know.
Yes, well, there's one thing I'm going to try since I don't like to bend over too much anymore because I was a paratrooper and my back is kind of like a little jacked up. I heard about hay bales. You put hay bales and make them into like a little raised garden. You kind of wiggle a hole around in it. It could be straw hay, whichever's least expensive. And then you fill the hole up with soil and you put your plants in there.
Now, with your back problem, though, dealing with hay bales is not going to be the easiest thing.
I got all my dollies and everything. I got piano, what they call furniture movers and stuff like that. But I just wanted to ask the tree specialist, what's the difference? You were talking about oaks earlier, I heard you. I know red oak, white, and the difference between live oak and the shape of the leaves. What's the difference when I lived out in the Midwest in Iowa and Nebraska and such, and they had one called a scrub oak, and I swear it looked like a little bitty baby live oak.
Yes.
But they told me.
Yeah, that's maybe were you down in Nebraska or Kansas or just Iowa?
Iowa, Western Iowa. I think it was Interstate 80 we traveled on back and forth because I was like, Iowa is cornfields, and then Nebraska is also corn, but wheat as well. So,
it's not a live oak because live oaks don't grow much north of middle of Oklahoma at the very north in the Arbuckle Mountains. But it's probably a post oak, a variation of a post oak.
And I heard
anything that's really bad, poor soil, there grew a post oak.
Okay, and they don't usually require much water and stuff. That because I heard you say about the cypress this morning. What was it? Mexican cypress?
Montezuma cypress. Montezuma cypress versus bald cypress. Montezuma cypress is going to be more drought tolerant. Not real drought tolerant, but more drought tolerant.
Yeah, well, in Louisiana, where I grew up and where the farm was, we had bald cypress all over us, all around us, and they were growing in swamps. So I can see why they would not be drought tolerant.
Yeah, it kind of it's a variation when you move from Louisiana, East Texas, to Central Texas, down to the Rio Grande Valley, where Montezuma cypress grows. They get a little broader and a little bit more drought tolerant and less knees. Those are the three things.
So, all right, guys, I thank you. I just wanted to pass on that stuff about the peanuts and stuff, and I'll keep you up with. I'll keep and mixing them in with the soil and stuff, and I'll keep in touch with you about the hay bale and things like that.
And the barbecue sauce.
And the barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, yes, that's what I'm. That I got to figure out again because, like I said, I need. I have electric. This is an all electric apartment, and I do not like to cook with electricity.
Oh.
Because.
Will you be cooking with gas at your new place?
Yes, I got I'm going to get me an old crawfish boiler. I'll do it all outside, just like I did in Louisiana.
All right, sir, we got to take a break. I'm getting yelled at.
All right, take care now.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. We'll talk to you later. All right, ma'am. We'll take a break. Be back in a moment. 210-308-8867. This is Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. You wanted to talk about winter annuals, and then I have a question about them.
Yeah, we were talking about what to do in the garden this week, and then we started talking about the bluebonnets. And I wanted to also mention that we have a lot of winter color here.
Most of them fare very well in the freeze.
Okay,
yeah.
That's
I haven't seen any in my yard. I haven't seen any damage.
So you have stocks.
I do.
Yeah,
they look good, and the fragrance is still good.
Like the last couple of years, we didn't have a whole lot of stocks, but this year we have all different colors and all different sizes.
Of course, the purples are everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
And they've got the wonderful fragrance and very attractive.
On the pansy, so let me ask you a pansy question. So I did notice that the pansies were doing well, and greenery-wise, they look great. They look terrific. But the blooms fell off.
Really?
Yeah, and I was wondering if that was the cold, or I have lovely foliage, but no blooms.
Well, that's unusual because...
Yeah, I kind of thought that would be unusual.
Yeah, because I think in almost all my articles I say, cover the cyclamen and all that.
Yeah.
But don't worry about the pansies. They're gonna make it through the winter.
I've seen snow on pansies. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well maybe it just fell off.
But I have heard a story about that, or stories.
Okay.
So it's not totally unexpected. But no. Should you get more blooms? Yeah, probably.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, I would think so. I mean, it looks like it was just sort of surprising. It was like, oh, they look beautiful. Look at those. They look great. They look. Oh wait, what happened to the blooms?
I think there was a letter to Neil Sperry. Maybe that's what I'm remembering.
Oh, okay.
Either last week or the week before, they were worried about. A reader was worried about that happening. It had happened. And
okay.
Worried about it.
Now they. A lot of times our violas and pansies are in small containers. And this kind of weather, we have a little tendency to forget to water them. So you can lose the blooms that way.
Yeah, and maybe that's where it was. I didn't read the whole article. So.
And that may have been me too. We kind of got caught up in the weather part. And, so I'm looking at the forecast, and I'll get y'all's advice. It looks like the lowest low is Monday night, and it's 37. Then the lows are 40.
This Monday. Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. Then the lows are 43, 43, 48, and 55 with highs in the upper 50s and then low 70s on Friday and Saturday. So the plants that I have taken, like the fire spike and the poinsettias, which I'm trying to keep to, they're in the house now. Can I take them out? After the 37 thing, will they take 43?
I would be nervous about fire spike.
Okay.
We have a tendency, that's one of those that we usually, when we move it to the house, we leave it in the house because it prospers.
Okay.
Prospers there, and then we take it back out when the weather stabilizes.
What about the other stuff?
It's another one of the 40 degrees sensitive plants.
Right.
Yeah.
The trace, it suffers. Wait a minute. Okay. No. What is his rhyme? We'll have to ask him out here. Something about over 40. It's okay. At 30, it's dead.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Or hurt. It hurts at 40. It's dead at 30. Something like that.
Okay.
We'll have to ask him.
But
you can try that, but I would. You're safer if you
okay
on fire spike. You just leave it in the house.
All right, I can do that. But what about like the poinsettias and the?
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And poinsettia, and if it's above 40, it should be all right.
Is it a lot of work to move these plants back out?
No, but I
no, you're supposed to say yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. I would leave them inside then.
Oh, okay. I just feel like they're craving sunshine. It's
yeah, they are.
I know. Like I'm not providing
like
it for
my
them.
little cyclamen that I gave Christmas gifts. It was in the dark kitchen.
David thought that was so funny. Okay, well, maybe I'll wait till it's above mid-40s and then take them back out. Because then it's just one more day, and then it looks like it's in the 50s then.
What do we got? We've got
71
month and a half at least of potential cold weather.
All right, we're going to say goodbye for today. Well, thanks to everybody for called and contributed to the show, like Janice and Bert and Bud. And thanks to Al for doing a great job on behalf of Calvin and Mark. We want to thank you for listening, and we'll join you next week here at Millburgers, 1604 on Boulevardy Road. I'm Milton Glueck. This is 9:30 a.m. The Answer.